Hi girls. We would like to call ourselves the Grow Gang. We're slowly transitioning into skinimalism. What does skincare mean to you?
For me, it's the peace that comes with it. I can't do 10 steps skincare routine. I put on my music, light up a candle.
It sounds very Hinayake.
I think so.
When you give a good skincare to your skin, you will just end up having a good day next.
They crave for that instant result.
Yes.
Don't know if I should call it the Kardashian, the influence on everyone being quick and artificial.
This has papaya.
This is my favorite. Iskra.
When I happened to try the 63 herb hair oil, it was very calming. I fell asleep.
I think sleep for everyone is the most important thing in life.
So for me, oiling is that weekend activity. Amma, mama, nenu, my sister line lo kuchuni itla okalli like champi to do that.
You're a young or just a new mom is when you're very careful with what goes on to your child, what do you use. When you grow, will you be able to maintain this quality?
Why?
I said the day that will change, I will not be part of the brand.
Hello and welcome to the Glow Circle by Old School Rituals. I'm Sohila, the social media manager, and this space is all about keeping it real when it comes to skincare. We're talking slow rituals, honest routines, and the kind of glow that you get by taking care of yourself the old school way. Hi girls, we would like to call ourselves the Grow Gang. So here's sitting next to me is Darshini. She's a creative personality. She's into architecture. And we have Meghna. She has her own event company, which is called Maruvam. And we have Aishita. She's in the fashion field as well. She's a brand consultant and a strategist. Okay, before we get started, I want to start off with a very simple question. What does skincare mean to you, each one of you personally?
I stay on sides like the whole day. The sun exposure is extremely bad on my skin. So at the end of the day, no matter what, I make sure that I take good 10 to 15-minute break for myself just to unwind and get back to my routine.
Yeah.
Like,
Even on your most hectic day, probably skincare and your routine is something that you go back to.
yes.
What do you make, Meghna?
Yeah, it's something like I just wanted to pause a bit and even though in my low energy days, I wanted to make sure my skin is like prepped up properly before I go to bed. And it's more like, when you give a good skincare to your skin, you will just end up having a good day next.
Yeah. Especially, I think all three of you have to go to the site and are on field all the time. Even you, Aishita, I think I would like to know more about your routine.
So there's a lot of activity, meeting people, calls, all of it. And I'm definitely not on the front face of it like most of. For me, skincare or my night routine specifically is something that I take it very religiously because it's a calm time. I put on my music, light up a candle. Though it's a very simple routine, for me, it's the peace that comes with it.
It sounds very Hinante.
I think so. Maybe.
Honestly, I want to ask you this. Is it like skincare to go? Like, you have so many things going on in the morning and you like want to, products on your face and you're out there, or do you take your time?
That way, I'm very lazy. I can't do 10 steps routine.
Yeah.
I just need my cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen, good. I'm done. I'm sorted.
Yeah, even me, yeah. You just have to listen to your own skin. It's not like going with lot of products and doing number of steps and all.
But I really like how it's transitioning, especially with our Gen Z crowd. We're slowly transitioning into skinimalism. Skin minimalism, it basically means very few products, but with the right ingredients and right actives so that, when you use it, you're done.
And usually when you start like using new product or introducing new product to your skin will take some time to show that result or effect. So people usually they crave for that instant result.
Yes.
It doesn't happen. If that's happening, then that
You shouldn't believe them. You shouldn't believe.
Unfortunately, that's what marketing industry does, where it shows instant results, But I don't think I've been a victim of trying viral products and then like this is still
Beauty as a whole brand is mostly subjected towards women. I wanted to know what was your take on social media, especially the whole conception of having a perfect skin, looking a certain way, and representing ourselves on social media.
I think being a young teenager or younger self, I always fell into watching YouTube vlogs or haul videos and someone doing like the entire routine online and oh, what she's wearing. And I did fall into that. Also, that was the time where I don't know if I should call it the Kardashian, the influence on everyone being quick and artificial and nicer results, and not necessarily informing us how bad these products are, how these are not supposed to be for everybody.
Even I did feel for certain concepts, especially in COVID. So Zaya and how much the I really knew what to do. We kept scrolling Instagram and I think skincare they kind of boomed the industry, boomed the beauty industry during that year. 2020 and 2021, and people started showing some interest and started putting some effort towards skincare. And even I did some stupid stuff that time. Then later, I figured that I have to give what my skin actually needs, right? Not, what the friend of yours or the sister is using or someone else is trying or never minding. It's just like you should know about your own skin. You should understand what you need and give that one single product or at least two, whatever is required. And that's something that helps you.
Even though they are instantaneous, but the aftermath of it is actually bad. The kind of effect they have on our skin. And I think we are at this age and understanding that even if it takes time, we're willing to take the long road than the shortcuts. You've been in the marketing field, especially luxury brands, that segment specifically. How do you look at marketing?
Especially cosmetic industry, now the price points have gone higher. People have more spending power and they're willing to go a little extra, though it's not probably looking at teenagers. It's out of their pocket money, but they still want to go for a good product. You read the label, you see what went in, you see how they're telling the story. In this case, for example, what I really love is Old School Rituals has these ladies and the whole was the Apsara.
I'm so obsessed about that. That's so good. They're very pretty.
They're like 9 apsaras.
There's so much thought and creativity that went in it, and you can tell there is core of the brand and the product that is coming along with the packaging.
And also, when we're consuming, we want to, associate with a brand or invest in a brand that is sustainable, that is taking it slow. So we've coming up with slow fashion, sustainable beauty, and you're in that space. And I see that, we've consciously worked with brands that bring that element into light.
So what we started noticing is a lot of realization and appreciation for our crafts, homegrown brands. We're trying to label and call it homegrown, but the West always had their products made by us. The West always looked on us, and culturally they took our references.
Now, than before.
Yeah, and now we're like, hey, everybody else is doing, why not us?
I think we are owning of we have that pride more than before, the pride of being Indian, coming to our ethnicity.
And lot of our friends, family, everybody, if you look at it, they all have different skin, different personalities, different weather conditions, what they're exposed to and all. But you can't go wrong with basics. What works for everybody is basics.
My grandmother, she used to use this thing called Kashmiri snow. So I don't know what is it. Like she always used to tell me that like this is from the Kashmir. Like I got this from the Kashmir. Whenever someone goes, I ask them to get it. This is when I'm not born at all. My
Before you were born.
Yeah. It was way more early. Actually, whenever I say something for my hair or anything, she used to get that hibiscus leaves, that hibiscus flowers, and mula seeds and all. She used to soak it in curd.
Hair mask.
Yeah, hair mask. I used to love that a lot. Like that's always my go-to. Now, who is gonna do that?
That,
Everyone are busy with their own.
but I think that's when these hair oils come into place where they have all these potents.
Yeah.
For example, our hair oil is made of, we've put 63 herbs. We try to make sure our ingredients are clean and have the properties that have the ability to solve problems.
My grandfather, he was a strong believer of Ayurveda. As a spot treatment, he did give me one quick DIY recipe, which worked. And even after like good 7, 8 years, I'm still using. It's just simple, like very simple 3 ingredients. One is cinnamon, the other one is the wild honey, the other one is kastur manch.
Basically, you're talking about our Indian spices line. I've given that.
I have used that the moment she said cinnamon, and then I realized it's a nice exfoliating scrub, and it had the honey and the cinnamon.
And it's also about the formulation and bringing in the right simple products, but bringing them together in a way they work beautifully, you know. All properties have their own significance, but when they come together in a concoction, that's when the magic really happens. And, you know, that's when the thought or the idea, that's when the founders coming, the kind of effort or, you know, that goes into a brand. Now we'll get into the fun segments. So we have 2 segments. The first one is Guess the Goodness. We'll place 5 of our products in small bowls. You'll have to guess what the product is based on the smell. So basically guess the ingredient.
God.
And based on the texture, try to guess what the product is. Okay? I'll blindfold you guys, by the way. Okay. Yeah, it's competition. I hope your senses are ready. Yeah, of course we have a hamper. Are you excited, Darshini?
Yes.
Okay, I'm handing over the first one. Smell it, touch it, and let me know your ingredients.
Okay, I'm sure this has some saffron.
I can feel some kind of kashayam or something. I don't know what is this.
Okay. Must be a jelly mask.
This is a scrub. I think, is this a mango scrub or something?
Yeah, saffron for sure.
I know this. It's mango jelly. Mango jelly scrub. It's a scrub.
Okay, got it. We'll move to the next.
This is my favorite coffee scrub.
Hey, coffee.
Our favorite.
Scrub, coffee scrub, my favorite.
Oh, this is coffee. Okay, next. Final.
This is a moisturizer. Is this a moisturizer?
You have the texture.
It's an oil. It's a hair oil.
This was papaya. Still sticky, so cleanser.
Now we'll do the reveal. So I have the answers, all 3 of you, and you guys gave me some peculiar, interesting answers.
As usual.
It's like a tie between Darshini and Aishita. So Darshini, there's another round. Don't be disappointed. See how well you guys know your glow. Guess the product. I protect your skin. Hate being skipped. Should be reapplied every 3 hours. Put these in the right order. Cleanser, moisturizer, toner.
Me, yeah. So, yeah, cleanser, toner and moisturizer.
Correct. So what's the latest skin trend that our grandmother basically invented for? I saw you do first. Repeat. Then we went Aishita. The hair shampoo is correct. Yeah. Running late and you can only use one product before leaving the home. What's your pick?
Sunscreen.
I'm sprinkled into warm baths to melt away the stress, to uplift your mood and cleanse your aura.
Bath salt.
Correct. You use it, no?
Yeah, I do. The old rituals one. It's so good.
What does SPF stand for?
Sun protection factor.
Damn.
He knows her glow.
She knows.
Okay, I think we've ended. I want to see who's showing where. Clearly, Darshini is the winner. Big round of applause. You know your glow.
Hello.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I'm very excited.
Oh, Leela, we should give it to
Oh, so
Teja.
basically, my friend, she named her daughters
Leela. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we have baby gifts also.
Really?
Thank you so much for being here. I think it's really sweet. And I'm open for all your questions. And while you speak, I'll have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And you guys have been very welcoming, and this is a very lovely conversation for us to.
Thank you. Thanks to our team. Yeah.
When it comes to skincare or organic products, they have a lot of overpowering fragrance or the scent. When I happened to try the 63 herb hair oil, it was very calming. It was very soothing. I could feel the camphor. I could literally sense it, and it was so soothing and calming. I fell asleep.
I think that's the first thing that I get from all the users. In fact, Nagarjun Garu, actor, he said, I use that oil, Amma, and I fall asleep. So I can't use it in the day. I have to use it after work. It has to only be an unwinding and closing, like a pack up. Yeah. And I personally think with all the benefits that it has, that are all the other benefits, I think sleep for everyone is the most important thing in life.
Correct.
And I'm glad you said it as your first.
When I was a kid, my tata, he made this like a ritual for us. Once a week, no matter what, we have to use a coconut oil with pachakarpuram. Surprisingly, I found the same ingredient in this oil.
Yeah. Did you try the hair wash powder?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
I use soap nut.
You must use our hair wash powder.
Really?
For people who are fixed on shampoos, I understand it's a little switch of process, but if you're someone who's using soap nut, this is like soap nut into not 100, more.
More?
Yeah.
Then I would love to try that.
No, I mean, I'm telling you, that's one thing that I cannot do without. Me, my mom, and my daughter. 3 generations. Wow. And my daughter has naturally curly hair. I have firmed hair. And my mom has straight hair. So all 3 kinds of textures. And I cannot do without that shampoo.
And the fact that you said mom, grandmom, and daughter, for me, oiling is that weekend activity. Amma, mama, నేను my sister line లో కూర్చుని ఇట్లా ఒకరికొకరు like చంపి like your products all generations can and would relate and use. How did you get into thinking of that?
One is, you probably know that we run a chain of salons also, right? Bubbles. I always was curious about the products that were used in treatments in the salon. And back then when we first started, there was barely any, right? And I was always like, is this it? Is this the best that we can give? I wasn't very comfortable with the things that we were using. And that's what every salon or anybody would use. There's no option. That's when I was trying to travel around the world whenever I did. I had an eye for products. But whatever I picked and brought, whether I stuck to it or not, those brands became very big.
Okay.
That kept giving me more comfort with the fact that I think I know what the market needs. With all of that and this combination, I felt like I would be able to figure out something.
Yeah.
But until I did get my hands into the whole business of identifying, curating, formulating, I thought it was rocket science. Later, what happened was for my daughter's birthday, I curated a basket of products. I did some research on my own for the body. What is the best absorption process, all of that. And then we started making the product. And these were friendly products for moms and babies. There's not just one of them. When you're a young or just a new mom, is when you're very careful with what goes on to your child, what do you use. Looking at all those, I felt like these traditions and all of this, that probably if somebody doesn't hold on to them and actually present it in the real sense, we are old school and we really want to live by and run the business values of our, the way we run the whole brand by being old schools, true to our core vision, core values, all of that. A friend of mine, I mean, you would have seen her video, Supriya, always, she had an eye for the right things. especially skincare, and she would always want to talk about gift, and she had a lot of knowledge and interest in that subject. Okay. So I remember when I first made samples, I sent her, and she's not the kind who'll call immediately and say, "Wow, thank you." She will use it and then call you and give you the correct feedback. So she called me after a couple of days, weeks, and said, I have 4 of the face washes in my bathroom, but my hand is going to your sample only, which is a good sign.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that was a point when the sample probably wasn't even at a 30-40% of what it is today.
Okay.
So it was still like the initial R&D phase,
Okay.
which gave me hope that there is future to this.
Okay.
A couple of months later, there was Sankranti. She called and said, I want 50 baskets if you can make. I want to give it to my closest. And this was when the brand didn't even have a proper identity. It was a temporary brand identity that we had. And she always said, when you grow in numbers and scale, will you be able to maintain the same
Quality, yeah.
Why? Not just quality, but also the way it feels. Raw, real, pure, true to what it is, what it is supposed to be, like what we say about it. Because she said once it becomes scale, you might have to just throw everything in the machine
And commercialize.
right? Yeah, it is. The process has to be faster.
Yeah.
I said the day that will change, I will not be part of the brand. I said, wow. That's the reason we said we'll have to have our own factory, because the way we extract ingredients, no other factory would do that.
So everything has an expiry date, right?
They all have an expiry date. Oils actually last the longest. They go up to 5 years, but on label we give only 3 years.
Okay.
Every batch that we make, we have one box. If we send out 100 bottles, one bottle from that is sitting in our system, in our factory, with that batch code, one in a cold setup and one in a room setup. So
So you also know.
yeah, so if somebody tomorrow says that there is a problem with this bottle, we exactly have the same batch code bottle. Anyone can come at any time and look. And then we really know if there's a problem from the manufacturing end or it's a
Contamination, trust, sure. But you're coming to your night bath salt. I believe in Nazar a lot. Like even my husband, whenever we go to Europe or anything, if I feel little sick, he used to go to store and pick the rock salt, and he does that for me. So when coming to this bath salt, whenever I feel little low, like after having a long day, or when I go to meet some of my friends or family members, some negative energy is bothering me kind of. Then I come, take a hot water and just put that salt, and I was like, now I am like all cleansed. It's that way it's amazing. Like I don't know how you got into all of this, but can you please explain me like how this bath salt?
So I've been working with a friend for a very long time on I'm very curious by nature.
Okay.
So if I see something new, I like to understand, learn, and try. So I think the curiosity brings in these new product innovations.
Okay.
Be it crystal. So we have in our Brindavanam, which is our old school experience centers, we have crystal infused oils. So you know that crystals are energy, right? Each crystal carries its own the energies, or so the clear quartz helps with spiritual growth, clarity, and all of that. There's a black tourmaline is for Nazar.
Oh yeah.
So all of these, each crystal, it's very fascinating. 3-4 years before the brand launched, during COVID, I think, 2020, I spoke to her and said, I want to do this space where we do crystals and, that whole healing feel. And people come in feeling a certain way, walk out feeling like a different person, all of that.
Sensorial.
Yes, mind, body, soul. Basically, you're just cleansed and lighter on your. And she said it feels like, and she does healing therapy, and she's a tarot reader. So she does all of
Very spiritual.
yeah. So she does. She's into many. So when I talked to her about this, because I enjoy the crystal story and I've experienced some nice things, she said it looks like there is 2-3 more years time. Clearly after 2-3 years, that place up.
I would booze.
No, I suddenly remembered it, and she said, "There's 2-3 years more time. Time hai," she said. Wow. I was like, "Oh, then at least you're saying I'll do it," which is a good thing. Like I wanted to, and then that becoming part of Brindavanam, old school, became an interesting fact. So I worked with her when we were building the crystal oils for purpose. Oh, wow. For example, if it is anti-aging or glow, what are the ingredients that are supposed to be extracted? It is rice. Rice is a great ingredient. So we have an oil with rice extraction in it. It's just like curiosity brought us this far with the brand. And I think salts was also one of those stories.
You seem to be someone that's taking a lot of details in your reading and your researching and doing so much work in each of the products and things that you're doing. I'm sure you're doing other businesses and things and juggling the whole mother life.
Exactly. How are you balancing?
Yeah, you even younger generation.
I don't think I can do one thing at a time. So I'll only be good with my life if I'm doing at least 4 things I do.
I think that's how women are designed. They're multitasking.
A man generally is single point, like, when you're focusing on one thing, they only can do that.
Right.
But, as a woman, I think you're made in such a way that you have to handle home, child, whatever else is needed. And if you're a working woman, that. I think women are wired differently.
Yeah, I mean,
And I think I really enjoy doing multiple things. So, again, I would like to really thank you and I appreciate your time and for being here. I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. Look forward to seeing you all again sometime soon. Thank you.
Thank you.